The Lil Tecca fans this year, also known as the June Bugs, are officially taking the glazing to a whole nother level, bro. I enjoyed his brand new album that he's just dropped, but I do not think that Lil Tecca is going to be a part of the big three, bro. What are we talking about? We're gonna do a unbiased ranking of every single Lil Tecca album in today's video. So with that being said, get something to snack on for today's video, maybe some cranberry juice, some Cheerios, and let's get right into it. The worst Lil Tecca album of all time, in my opinion, is easily, I'm talking about easily, Virgo World, bro. I actually do not enjoy this album at all. Like, I have like one song, maybe two songs off of this album. I remember listening to it, and I was in almost disbelief on how much I was so mad, because We Love You Tekk 1 was an incredible album, bro. I actually really enjoyed it, and you'll see where that ranks on this list. But when he dropped Virgo World, I was just like, come on, bro. This is crazy. It's just absolutely wicked. It's gross. It's horrible. I thought Dolly was overrated. I didn't even think Dolly was a good song, to be honest with you. I thought that was crazy that it got so much traction. People, bro, Lil Tecca fans got to be the craziest people on planet Earth, I swear to God, bro. But with that being said, the second worst Lil Tecca album, which this says a lot, by the way, is Tekk. I don't think Lil Tecca has any other album that I consider bad other than Virgo World. And a lot of people were talking about how Tekk was his greatest album that he's ever dropped, this, that. He really does he keeps improving, but like very little by little, and sometimes he has step backs. I think Virgo World was a massive step back, but I think Tekk was a better album than Virgo World by 100%. Some of the flows on Tekk were pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Some of the production on Tekk was pretty good, but overall, I don't think it was something like that was masterpiece, you know, it wasn't like a masterpiece or nothing like that. But also, my bad if I sound a little bit tired. It's because I just got off of a crazy shift at work and I've been like mad tired recently. But next we got Plan A, and I know a lot of people are gonna get mad at this. I enjoyed Plan A, but I definitely think that it was a little bit boring at times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that some of the stuff that I was listening to was just not hitting my ears the way that I wanted it to hit my ears, right? And I thought that even the singles were a little bit overrated, bro. I think 500 Pounds was one of the singles for this. I thought it was overrated. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought a lot of the singles coming after like 2021 were like low-key a little bit overrated. I remember he took a 2-year gap from We Love You Tekk 2 to Tekk, and I was like a little bit unimpressed. You know what I'm saying? I would not mind if Lil Tecca retired right now, because I think he's already given a decent amount. I think he's given what he can give to the music industry. But if he keeps progressing and he keeps doing good with stuff, I wouldn't mind if he stayed around, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm like listening to a Lil Tecca album and getting angry or nothing like that. But definitely, I don't think that Plan A is his best work, but I think it was all right. You know what I'm saying? Middle ground. Next we got, at number 3, we have We Love You Tekk 2. And I remember when I first listened to this, I was like, because I loved We Love You Tekk 1, right? When I heard We Love You Tekk 2, I felt like I was like in love with it. Like, I thought it might have been better than the first one for a second, right? But then I realized there was a recency bias thing. We Love You Tekk 2, though, is definitely an incredible album in my opinion. Maybe not incredible, but it's a pretty good album. You know what I'm saying? I'll go back to it, and I have a couple songs on there. I remember these singles were dropping for this album, and I was so excited, bro. This is back when I really enjoyed it. I feel like Lil Tecca, if you start listening to him, you're going to enjoy the most recent project that he puts out. But as over time, you're going to realize he's dropping the same album over and over again. You know what I'm saying? The people who found him in 2019, we listened to We Love You Tekk, and then we were like, this is fire. But then, like, it continued, and it just kept, like, I don't know, maybe not Virgo World, but, like, We Love You Tekk 2 was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And I bet you the people who started listening to Lil Tecca when 500 Pounds dropped thought Tekk was a crazy album. I bet you they thought Plan A was a crazy album. They think he's on a crazy run right now. And I'm not going to say that he's not, you know what I'm saying? He has a pretty good album run, but I don't think it's, like, anything crazy, you know what I'm saying? I definitely think that they're not duds, but they're okay, you know what I'm saying? They're good albums. And people let that pass. And then me and Justin talked about that the other day. Justy Buns, you know what I'm saying, my fellow YouTuber. We talked, and we kind of came to an agreement that he does keep dropping, like, not that much improvements in his music. You know what I'm saying? I think that his most recent album was an improvement, whereas Justin disagreed with me on that. I did enjoy his most recent album a lot, and that's why I have it at number 2. Dopamine. I think the transitions on here are incredible. I think that the production on here is incredible. Other than Hour, I did not like the singles. I'm not going to lie. I did not enjoy the singles as much as everybody else did. I think Dark Thoughts is incredibly overrated, bro. 192 million plays for that is absolutely absurd. But I will say, the transitions on here. The artistic vision on Dopamine was pretty solid, and I definitely appreciate what Lil Tecca did here. And I think it was pretty solid overall. You know what I'm saying? I just listened to this album, and that's probably why a lot of you guys are here, because a lot of you guys are like, oh, I want to hear what we think about the new album Dopamine, right? And if you want, you could check out my last video where I talked about Dopamine. I rated it like an 8.5 or something like that out of 10. And that might drop down to like an 8. I am not going back to the songs as much as I wish I was. I think it's just because of the fact that a lot of it kind of blends into itself in a way where you're like, there's not any crazy standout songs. I kind of got a little bit, not over the sound, but like I was after the first listen, I was not like incredibly enthused to go back to each and every song on here. You know what I'm saying? People said he went 17 for 17. I definitely don't think he did that, but I don't think he had any bad songs on here. Maybe Irish Goodbye was a little bit more mediocre than the rest. But for the most part, all these albums are pretty good to some great songs. The last album we're going to talk about here is my favorite Lil Tecca album, and I don't think he has beat his best album. And that best album is We Love You Tekka 1, bro. And I think it's just iconic, bro. The We Love You Tekka producer tag in itself is fire. Like, whenever you hear We Love You Tekka, it's hype, bro. Like, it's all hype. I would also like to say that the album cover on We Love You Tekka was pretty solid, bro. I think it aged really well. I think every song on here in its own way is pretty cool. Ransom obviously was his breakout single. You can't be mad at it, you know what I'm saying? Shots was a pretty good song. Did It Again is probably one of his greatest songs, if not his greatest songs. Bro, I heard somebody say that Dark Thoughts was Lil Tecca's greatest song, and I almost started just like, I wanted to swing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wanted to swing. I was so mad. I was so angry. I couldn't even believe my ears. I was in disbelief. But Did It Again, like I said, is an incredible song. Out of Luck is an incredible song. Left Right is an incredible song. Bossa Nova is a pretty good song. Amigo, Glow Up, Weatherman, DUI, Love Me, Molly Girl, The Score, Count Me Out. Bro, Count Me Out is also probably one of Lil Tecca's greatest songs of all time as well. If you look through his entire catalog, his best work is almost all on We Love You Tekka, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? 500 Pounds, yeah, it was pretty good, right? It was pretty good. I really would even go to say, out of like Lil Tecca's top 20 songs, I bet you like more than half of it comes from We Love You Tekka 1 and 2. Because I really enjoy We Love You Tekka 1 and 2. We're going to see how Dopamine ages. I think that the overall public perception of glazing it so much made me dislike it a little bit more. I think the songs on there definitely could age a lot better. We'll see how that all works out. I don't know how that's all going to work out yet. But I definitely do not think that it has, like, some of the songs. Like, I think that We Love You Tekka 2 has higher highs. Maybe not, though. Because now that I think about it, looking back at Dopamine, right? We got some songs like The Truth or Half the Plot or Favorite Lie or Hollywood or Don't Rush. I think that the production on here is pretty good. I think that the album cover on Dopamine might hold it back a little bit, though, because I know that a lot of like boring, like black and white album covers get a little bit boring. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, though, I definitely think that it's up there with one of his greatest projects, and I'm kind of excited to see where Lil Tecca goes from here. I don't know where he would go from here. I think it gets a little bit interesting, but yeah. With that being said, though, if you guys want to check out my other videos, you could do so. If you want to check out my socials, I have them on screen right now. I'm about to take a fire nap, bro. I am so unbelievably tired. I didn't even want to record this video right now because it's Tuesday. I gotta upload this by tomorrow, bro. I'm stuttering and all that, but I love you all very much. I'm conflicted, and I'm out. Peace. The grind don't stop.